Hey guys, Marsenged here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we have the Super EZA for the Prime Battle Super Saiyan Goku live in the game now. We've got him here fully Super Extreme Z Awakened. Obviously he is Max Link's Rainbow, because he's a free-to-play unit, so he's a good unit for everybody to be able to get fully maxed out. The event has been revamped, so it has the... You've got to start again to do all the stages to then get to the final one. But there are a whole bunch of missions to get the medals. I don't know why there are so many missions. You get so many medals from the missions, but you only need 30. I think there's like 120 available or something, but you get a lot of them just by beating this stage a certain number of times, or you can get it quicker by beating it with, I think one's a Goku family, one's a Vegeta family, and the other one is for a full team of Extreme Z Awakened characters. I tried out 1 or 2 different Goku family and Vegeta family builds and found that a lot of the units really weren't very good against the Goku, but I tried out the full free-to-play Bardock team, and that team just absolutely steamrolled the event. He can be stunned and sealed, so bear that in mind when you're making your team to do the stage. But because the Bardock team counts as a full team of Extreme Z Awakened characters, which gives you the mission, I think you get 10 medals, you then only have to beat the stage. You could just use them, even on auto, like just beat the stage 5 times. 3 times gives you 10, 5 times gives you 10, and then boom, you have the 30 medals you need to get him Super Extreme Z Awakened. So I've given mine 16 additional, 14 crit, and then he has 6 dodge just from the combo of the skill orbs. I think additional is decent for him because whilst he does have a way to get an additional from his passive, if we do get the 3rd one as well, his 12 key super does greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. So if we do get the 3rd super for the turn from the hidden potential, that's obviously very useful. Or if he misses the proc from his passive for the additional super, then of course we have the extra chance to get it and raise that defense by a bit more, 50%. And then of course his 18 key super is mega colossal damage to the enemy and also raises allies attack by 30% as well as crit chance by 10% for 1 turn. So he does really want to be in slot 2, but it does just mean that that unit in slot 3 is going to be able to hit a little bit harder. He gets 159% to stats, 3 key and an additional 159% to the defense, as well as a great chance to guard if he's in slot 1 or 2. And then he gets 3 key and 159% to attack and a great chance to launch an additional super when he's in slot 2 or 3. So if he's in slot 2, he gets both. So that's the ideal spot for him. He gets an additional attack and defense 159% when performing an ultra super. And then all allies key 3, additional 30% attack and defense for superclass allies, attacks effective against all types when attacking superclass, and guaranteed crit when attacking extreme class. So we're running him on the Super Saiyan team with Vegeta here, one of his 200% leads. Unfortunately, they don't share any links before the Vegeta transforms, right? Because obviously then he will get Super Saiyan. Does he get Golden Warrior as well once he transforms? He does, so they would have 2 links at least, but we've got a couple of other units on the team that will link well with the Goku, but obviously for now we're just going to have to make do with no key. We are going to get 6 key though, remember, from him being locked into slot 2, which will be when, you know, the turn is fully played out. So he's going to get 6 key, 159% to both stats, 70% chance to guard, 70% chance to do an additional super, and then he gets the 159 when launching the Ultra Super. So he's at basically 200k, which means he's going to be getting just over 300k extra attack and 300k extra defense just by being in slot 2. So that puts him to just over 500k. Then he gets the 159% from doing the Ultra Super. So that puts him to being over 800k, potentially even getting over 900k. And if he does the additional super, that greatly raises his defense. So by the time we've finished adding all of that stuff together, he's going to be over 1 million defense here in slot 2 with a 70% chance to guard. And obviously if we do get all the RNG procs from the hidden potential as well, we could do 2 additional super attacks. So yeah, we'll see what he gets. There's an interesting scenario for him being here on turn 1 like this with no links active. So this is just him at his, I guess, lowest, because links do give a lot, especially because they're all percentage based, especially at level 10 when we're getting to like 10 and 15% attack and stuff like that. So be interesting to see what the attack stats are here with no links active at all. And then we will have some better turns. Of course, we had both the Vegetas on the same turn as well, but we'll be able to make do here, I'm sure. So He does some damage, takes no damage, of course. And then what do we get? 15.7. I mean, 15.7 with no links and no support is pretty good. Guaranteed crit, obviously, because we've got an extreme enemy. Then we get a 10 million attack stat additional. And then we get the hidden potential as well. So we go up to almost 11. And that puts him well over 1.1 million defense. And he did guard as well. So, I mean, pretty good first turn. It would have been nice to see him take the super there. To see how much he would take. But yeah, over 1.1, potentially even getting over 1.2 million defense with guard. And then, yeah, 3 supers, all crits because we're fighting an extreme class enemy. And then bear in mind, he's giving the Vegetas 3 keys. So even though they don't share links, they are getting some key from him. And then, of course, he does give support to super class allies as well. So his slots on the team, like, scenario is kind of interesting because obviously he's not necessarily a unit that we're going to want to float in slot 3 because then he doesn't get the extra defense and chance to guard. So he is still getting a lot of stats from his super attacks, especially if he does proc that 70% chance to get the extra additional super. But I feel like there are situations where he could be a bit of a liability if he's in slot 3. And then, of course, in slot 1, whilst he is getting that chance to guard, remember his start of turn defense was 200k. When we lock him into slot 1, it would be about 500. But then if that chance to guard doesn't proc, like, there are bosses in the game that will do damage to him with normals, like in slot 1, if he's only got that level of defense. So he is a unit very much designed to go in slot 2, I think. Which then, like I say, could create some issues depending on your rotations and how you're getting them set up if you do have to put him in slot 3. Because worst case scenario, you put him in slot 3, he doesn't proc that 70% chance to do an additional, doesn't get the hidden potential, and then what? If he's at 200k start of turn, he's getting the 159 from doing the ultra super. That puts him in that same kind of position we were talking about for slot 1, where he's got like 500k defense, but he also has no chance to guard. So slot 3 actually could be a little bit of a liability for him, depending on the actual rotation, right? So annoyingly, with the LR Super Saiyans being sealed, it means we're not going to finish off Boo Tanks on this turn. So I don't know if Vegeta probably will finish him off here, because we can't not super with Vegeta either because of the key support from Goku. At least with Gogeta we have Golden Warrior and Super Saiyan, and then of course would get legendary power once we pick up the key. But yeah, I can't have Goku in slot 1 on this rotation, so we'll just have to do this and take him out with Vegeta here. I mean, at least in slot 2, we still have the guard chance. We still have the chance. It's a chance to do an additional super. So I'm assuming if that procs while he's sealed, he does just do an additional normal. Because it's not the wording of the passive where he does an additional attack guaranteed and it has a 70% chance to be a super. It's a 70% chance that he does an additional super and a 30% chance that he does absolutely nothing. Which is the worst way of it being worded. Obviously, we would rather he do, worst case scenario, actually do an additional normal attack, because then that does increase the chance that he's going to proc the hidden potential attack. So yeah, he did get to do a normal there. We got the crit because, of course, we're fighting an extreme class enemy. He links quite well with the family Kamehameha Gohan, who is another unit that, of course, gives him a 200% lead because he is the Kamehameha 200% leader. He gets 200% leads from the Int Super Saiyans, of course, the trio, the Dragon Fist Goku, and then there's a bunch of the older units that cover most Gokus, right? Like the Turtle School, AGL Carnival LR, Int Yamcha, Physical God Goku, Tech Bardock. Like, but in terms of meta relevant teams, like even though the links weren't super great, the Vegeta team is definitely, I think, the best team. I mean, he links decently well with the Physical Trio and with Family Kamehameha Gohan. So I think we will float Gohan off here. I should have done it straight away if I was going to do it, put him into his standby, because we've missed getting the extra orbs here, so I think I won't, just because otherwise we've lost a bit of the value there. But we'll get to do a decent bit. I probably should have put him into his standby more so, just that he then doesn't do loads of damage to Boo in slot 3 here. But Sorry, Vegeta starts building up quite slow. The physical trio, of course, have type disadvantage here, so they're not going to be going too crazy. But of course, Vegeta, by having the trio on rotation, has a unit whose name includes Goku, so he does get that extra chance to do the extra super. He should eat this for double-digit damage, since we basically started the turn on full health, yeah. And then, yeah, see, we've not done a lot of damage to the Buu. This is still a good stage for showcasing units, because it has a decent bit of length to it. I do like the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan one from the movie edition Blue Zone, because you get that stage where you have the invincible Goku. But annoyingly, RNG being what it is, I actually originally tried to do the showcase on that stage, and quit out a bunch of times because the Prime Battle Goku was in slot 7. And then on like the final attempt, when I actually got a good starting rotation, the recording thing crashed. So we're doing the Buu event instead. So this at least gives us a good chance to see a good few turns with the Goku. I think the next rotation with him here, we have the King Vegeta on rotation. So he is providing Pure Saiyan's units with support. So Goku's going to have a little bit of extra juice on the next turn. Gohan, of course, here doing what Gohan does. Bear in mind, my Gohan's only 55% as well. So Gohan, very, very good. But yeah, Vegeta's definitely not going to kill him here. So, still got no links, though. He has no links with King Vegeta either. That's crazy. So, I guess, as we are going to get 6 ki from being in the middle anyway, we can go ahead and do this. And then we can grab the AGL orbs that we need for King Vegeta. Right, so, and of course, you know, again, just like I said with the trio, even though they don't share links, Vegeta does, of course, benefit from having a Goku on the rotation here to get the potential extra attack, which helps him with the stacking. And then once he does transform, they share a few links. But yeah, I think maybe the team setup needs to be a little bit different for this, for Goku. This is just kind of the team I threw together because I thought it would be a decent team. But yeah, Goku, it is a bit of a shame he only has 6 links as well. Like, I mean, he was the first LR, so there were a lot of units in the game back then that only had 6 links as well. But yeah, see, that's a worst case scenario turn really for him, is we didn't get the additional super from the passive, and then we did get the hidden potential, but it was only a normal. And then we did guard, but he still ate, what, 70k from the super? So if we weren't guarding, that could be a bit of an issue. So it seems like initial impressions from like seeing him on a couple of turns here. On his best case scenario, where we're talking that turn where he's pushing over like over 1 million with guard, he's obviously going to look pretty good. And he's going to be able to tank even some of the bigger supers like relatively well. But on turns like that, where he does, because the 18 ki, he does get the 159% in his stats from doing an ultra super, but then by not getting any extra 12 ki supers, we're not getting those extra boosts to our defense. And then I think that's where he could end up being a liability, because chance to guard is always going to be a little bit sketchy. Even with 70%, right, being the majority, it still always comes back to the UI Goku memes, right? You can have a 70% chance to do something and then still absolutely fail to do it, like when you really need it. And against some of the tougher bosses, like, he's really going to need that guard, right? So, because I think after we do this initial showcase, I think for the next video for today, I'm going to take him into the Janemba event, because we've been trying a lot of teams in that event, and that is one of the harder events in the game at the moment, because it is very much difficult straight away, like short kind of event, right, as compared to some of these where these teams do get a chance to stack up. So it'll be interesting to see what Goku can do, like on that perfect turn where we get the 18 ki, we get at least 1 additional super, we get the guard to proc, like how well is he going to tank against Janemba in slot 2? Definitely very interested to see. So that's something that we will definitely be doing here next after this. But Gogeta should finish off Buu here with these additionals. We got the Rainbow Orb, so we know he's getting at least 2 additional supers if he needs them, which apparently he does. And then we have the next Buu tank stage, which does lock. But I specifically brought Senzu Beans. That's the thing you got to remember if you want to try out teams or units in this stage because it is a little bit longer and gives you a bit of a chance to see some stuff. You have to remember that there are quite a few annoying status effect like phases. So yeah, see, like him being locked in slot 1 wouldn't be the end of the world in certain situations because we can activate his domain here, but not domain, his standby. But obviously, just to keep everything going the way we want it, we're going to do this. So pre-standby, they have Super Saiyan and Golden Warrior, and then once we standby this guy, I think that's where he gains the Kamehameha link, right? So. Or actually, no, I think he just has it anywhere. Or does he have it anywhere? I can't remember. It wasn't active because we didn't have enough key. So, you're already at 1 million defense. Should I transform you? I mean, I suppose we don't get any extra links we don't have active already. So, let's do that. And then Goku, 250k start of turn. Because bear in mind, we've got the defensive support from the physical trio from the previous turn as well. So now when he's getting the 150% extra or 159% extra defense, he's getting, what, he goes up to like 375. And so then when he gets the next one, no, it's 159%, isn't it? So it's like he's getting 370 or 325. Bad maths. But yeah, he's getting a lot of defense on these supers. So let's do this. And then, yeah, we're going to get the full 24 key with him. So orbs aren't the best here, though. But yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, the 250, he's getting 375k extra. So he's already going up to over 600k. And then once he actually does the Ultra Super, he is already over 1 million defense. So good turn for him in terms of that defensive setting. But obviously it will come down to the additionals. 23 million for the 18 key super here. I mean, 23 million with a guaranteed crit is pretty good. And then we do get the additional super, 14 million on the 12 key. And then we get the hidden potential as well, 15.2. So that is a lot of damage all in one turn. Over 50 million worth of attack stat from that Goku. He didn't guard, but he's obviously able to tank all the normals here because he's well over 1 million defense. So those are the kind of scenarios we want to see, because even in some of the tougher events, there are very few of the harder bosses at the moment that are actually hitting you for over 1 million. So, well, I'm out of Senzu beans, so I guess we just keep these guys in slot 1. And then, can I actually get these AGL orbs to drop the way I want them to? Nope. So I can't get those for King Vegeta, so we'll just have to get 3 non-AGL orbs, so he does at least get some damage reduction. But yeah, these guys will tank in slot 1 anyway, I say. That was with full key, they took 250k. That's wild. I mean, mine are only 55%, and to be fair, they only get the 170 lead from Vegeta, but even so, that's a bit more than I would have expected. Do we finish off this Bootanks on this turn? Not sure. Depends what Vegeta's stacked up to at this point. Although, of course, these guys do give the buff by attacking as well. And we've got King Vegeta on rotation. They share a lot of links. He's up to 775 and can potentially get a few supers during the turn. King Vegeta has a Vegeta on the rotation with him as well, so he'll be hitting harder. I think if we don't, it'll be incredibly close. Yeah, we only get the additional normal there. Yeah, I don't know. I think King Vegeta might actually have to double super to kill him here. Although he's got 9.7. King Vegeta is still a great banner unit. Didn't get the additional though, so big rips. Goku's going to get locked in slot 3, isn't he? Yup, I knew it. Alright, well, I guess that's as good a place as any to end it, since we are not even going to get to see him attack this turn, and then we're not going to have him back on the rotation for 3 turns. But overall, pretty impressive. We saw that last rotation where he got the 18 key super and then the 2 additional 12 keys. Didn't get the guard, but obviously doesn't need it to tank normals at that point. So, I mean, for a free-to-play unit that everyone can get, especially with the way they've now streamlined like the prime battles, so it's a lot easier to get those 777 medals. Then you've got the EZA medals and the super EZA medals, all from like the same event. Very good for a unit that literally everyone will be able to get, right? So he certainly seems very solid. Let me know what you guys think down below. We'll be trying him out in some other events. Like I say, I'm going to take him into the Janemba event and see how he gets on. So let me know all your thoughts about the Super Saiyan Goku down below in the comments. Remember, today is my birthday. I'm going to be streaming tonight at the normal late stream time. Just doing some fun stuff, viewer challenges, races, hero stuff, all that kind of stuff, just to have a good time and a bit of a celebration for my birthday. So make sure, if you haven't joined the Discord, you do down below. The link is in the description, because the stream schedule and all that stuff is there. And hopefully I'll see you guys there later. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.